Hello, Leo. So this is going to be just kind of a wrap up for the new year, just like a general spiritual message for you, and also what you need to release this year in order to keep winning, in order to keep your energies up, in order to keep your life in balance, which is funny because Spirit just said that. So as I shuffled the cards, I feel that a lot of my Leos out there, I feel what's going on with you guys spiritually is that there's going to be a lot of movement next year for you guys. I see a lot of movement, meaning change, a lot of change that you may not really be prepared for, a lot of change that perhaps will come and kind of hit you suddenly, and then you're like, okay, I need to kind of figure a solution out. I also feel that a lot of my Leos next year, you guys are really going to come into a place where old patterns are no longer working. So things you might have done in the past, maybe things that were, ego-based, things that were kind of driven by the self, are no longer going to work for you. Now, I'm not saying, like when I say the self, let's not misunderstand what I'm saying, because the self is about self-growth, transformation, but ego is a whole different thing. And I feel like a lot of my Leos, when you get fixed on a certain way of doing things or certain kind of belief system, it's really hard for you to kind of change that aspect of yourself. We're very much a fixed sign, so change doesn't come easy to us. And it's almost like once we've kind of settled into something that works, that's kind of where we stay, right? So I think that, the energy for next year is going to be about really drastically changing what we thought we wanted, what we thought our career was going to be, what we thought our relationship was going to be, what we thought our family life was going to be. I do see a lot of my Leos coming into their power. Leos will give and give and give, like I've said in the past. Some Leos give based off ego just because they want to be liked. It's just a fire sign thing, right? Like we want to prove something. We want to prove that we're a good friend. We're competitive. We want to, not with our friends, but we're competitive in general. Like we want to be that number one spot, whether it's in your heart, whether it's career-wise, whatever it may be. And I feel that, we're going to really kind of transition into a time next year where we're going to be humbled by our own ego, right? So we may have to delay instant gratification. We may have to wait patiently for our rewards. Maybe you have been working really hard, to establish your life, and maybe you have been trying to reach the next level. And I do see a lot of my Leos being impatient, but the energy of next year is really based on really waiting for something that matters to you, okay? Whether it's, career-wise, whether it's project, whether it's school, you really have to put in the work. I keep hearing Spirit say you're going to have to put in the work. And also, any imbalances that you might have from 2017 are going to become very clear to you 2018, and you're going to start really kind of taking note of who your real friends are, who your real, support systems are, your community, your sense of involvement, your interpersonal relationships. I really see you kind of being more aware. You're being more receptive to other people and exchanging ideas. So Leo, even though we are represented by kind of us, like we're so self-oriented, it's really next year, it's really going to be about other people. So yes, we're building in our own life, and we're definitely kind of, I see us Leos coming out into a different place, like a different transition in our life. We're going to be uncomfortable. A lot of my Leos are going to feel kind of like in the middle of the sea, treading water, not knowing where, where to go or what to grab to stay afloat. However, I still see you guys making it to shore. So the beginning of the year is going to be a little rocky. Hang on tight. Don't get too nervous, because I see you having to break free, is what I heard from Spirit, from old patterns. You have to break free from old behaviors. So if you're the Leo that gives and you never set boundaries, next year is going to be, you're going to be hit and forced to set your boundaries. It's just at this point, you're not going to kind of repeat old patterns. And if you do, it's going to be worse than what it was before. Okay. And so also there are Leos that haven't been giving, and you're going to be forced next year to be in that place of charity where you're giving your time, your energy. It's all intertwined. Okay. And so don't be afraid. Don't be afraid of this change that's coming up for you guys. I really see it being a great, great thing, and just a great start to the year. It might feel a little rocky. Okay. I'm giving you guys a fair warning. It might feel like you're purging the old, you're purging your old self. You're coming into your power. You're learning how to set boundaries, or you're learning how to give more of yourself, or you're learning different aspects of your shadow or your psyche. Don't be afraid of it. Okay. Leos, we're very instinctual, right? We're cats. So we're really based off instinct. So we fall and we land on our feet, right? Like just cats. Like our bodies are naturally made to survive. And I'm really big on that. Okay. So if you feel like you're one of those shy Leos, you're going to come into your power next year. So don't you worry about it. You're going to either be forced into it, or you yourself are going to merge out of that cocoon. Okay. So here's your spiritual lesson for 2018. Okay. The Ace of Cups in reverse. Emotional abundance. Okay. Learning how to pour from your own cup is what I've heard. Learning how to cultivate that feeling of love from within versus external validation, which is again a huge lesson for the Lion, right? We take validation to heart, especially from people that we respect, and especially from people that we love. We want and we seek people's validation. We seek and want the comfort of a community of people who support us. Next year is going to be about the self, not in a selfish way, in a way where we are growing spiritually, where we are learning to fulfill our own soul, our own psyche by ourselves, where we are learning the most important lesson of life, which is our own independence. Even though we are very independent, we come off like we got this, and we do. We honestly, like Leos, especially Leo women, are very, very headstrong. You know, Leo men, very headstrong. There's a definite component of strength. However, what a lot of people don't understand is that we want to be needed and we want to be loved. And it is a weakness, but in a good way. Like we seek that comfort of knowing that other people appreciate us, right? It's not a weakness, but we do need to work on the sense of our emotions. Like we need to work on balancing our emotions. This is what I hear Spirit saying, how we are interacting with other people emotionally. Are we being inconsiderate, or are we being open? Okay, because this is going to be huge. This is going to be a lot of karma too. You have to make yourself readily available for people that you love. Okay, don't be selfish. This is not the time to be like, well, you've never been there for me. I really feel some of my Leos are coming into a place where you might have to give charity back. Meaning someone maybe did you wrong, maybe a friend was never there for you, but I feel that maybe you will have to redeem, like you will have to, you'll be placed in a situation where you're gonna allow yourself to forgive. Okay, so this is a card of forgiveness, and any emotions that have been repressed or blocked, you really have to come into your power with that. Okay, this is your spiritual message. Ace of Cups in reverse. It's just that abundance, emotional abundance. Make sure you are working on emotional abundance. Make sure you are working on feeling grateful for what the universe is providing, whether you see instant gratification or instant results or not. This is going to be about having faith. This card for me is about faith and being truly, truly, truly grateful for what we're given, no matter what circumstances, okay? Because I do see a lot of my Lions being tested, karmically tested, okay? And I'm trying not to play with my hair too much because I know I got a few reviews on that. Can't help it, I'm a cat. Meow. So, the release. I asked Spirit what you guys need to release this year. And so I love this deck, by the way. This is the Aquarian Tarot deck. This is Death. And then this is the Five of Rods, okay? So the release of what my Leos need to let go of is you need to let go of being so combative, okay? So this isn't going to serve you next year. You have to let it go. Like, let go of your ego is what I'm hearing. Let go of fighting. You don't always have to fight. You don't always have to like compete. You don't always have to bring your ego to the table. If someone said that something happened to them, they just bought a house, you don't have to, you know, one up them, right? You don't have to prove your worth, Leo. Your presence will be felt 2018. You do not have to open your mouth and defend yourself in a way where you feel you have to bring ego to the table. Trust me, your energy will be felt. But you need to bring this from a humble place. You can't use this fighting energy, this low-level energy, and win, right? So Spirit is asking you, complete this cycle. Bring death to any kind of ego where you feel like you have to constantly fight, okay? I really feel this is an ego-based card for me when it comes for you guys. Like, you're having to, like, literally compete, and there's just a lot of competition, and it's like, flow. This is the time to really use kind of like the water sign element to help you flow through life. You don't have to crash against the rocks, right? Sometimes you can just be so fluid and just get your way by merging around the rocks, like the river, right? It doesn't necessarily crash against the rocks. It goes around it, right? Like water, just be water, Leo. Not everything in your life next year deserves a fight, okay? Not everything requires your ego. Whether someone's doing better or not does not take away from you and your success. Understand that. You have your rewards coming. You just wait and see. Patience, my cats, okay? Next year is all about patience and work on that evolution that you guys are coming into, okay? Thank you.